probably about 7 years ago, back when the meme, "I'm still chasing the high of the Scholastic Book Fair," first started appearing on social media. And it's something that then I went to Julie Brophy with. Julie said, "Do you remember that idea you had about a Scholastic Book Fair, but with a library spin?" And I said, of course I remember that. And she said, "Well, do you want to make that happen?" The first thing that was crucial was, of course, being able to pay for a big event. In thinking about the piles of books at the Scholastic Book Fair, I thought, well, we could do this and collect copies of books, but instead of buying them, you get to check them out. And so I worked with collection development, and they did a great job in picking some titles that would appeal to this age group. While you're not buying the books, you can check them out. And then as an added incentive, if you had a library card and showed it, you got to enter a raffle to win one of 4 sleeping Pokemon large plush pillows that we were raffling off. If you didn't have a library card and made one, you got to enter the raffle as well. So we ended up making 33 library cards, and people did check books out, and they checked out close to 350 items during the time of the book fair. We wanted a band. I knew we wanted a photo booth, so we contacted a photographer.
At the branch level, we talked about it in our librarians meetings. We came up with some of the crafts that we did, the lacing keychains, the Post-it note question boards, which were more of a passive activity that people really engaged with. And we also had someone from our team who found and designed a bunch of buttons that were very nostalgic in theme, and that was very popular, of course. Everyone loves the button maker.
We knew that we wanted to take advantage of the recording studio and show that off. So karaoke, featuring the machines that you can check out from the Library of Things. So one of the things that people always remember about Book Fair isn't necessarily the books. You would get money from your parents and you would go, and the best thing was the posters and the pencils and the stickers and the erasers, and oftentimes you'd come home maybe with no books at all, just that stuff. So we wanted to replicate that experience, but not having people spend money. So what we did was to give everyone tickets when they came in as their allowance to shop at what we called our book fair marketplace. So we had all of those items that you could buy with a certain number of tickets. Those are things that don't just appeal to kids. People were so excited to get the really cool keychains, and we had little dinosaur cars, slap bracelets, and enamel pins, a lot of book culture things. We had tables set up as if you were entering the cafeteria to sit with your friends, and you went through a line where you could purchase, with your tickets, cafeteria snacks. Jen Griffith was somebody who I spoke to a lot, and she immediately got what I was trying to do. And we looked at some of the Scholastic flyers for the Scholastic Book Fair and what they looked like. So I had asked Jen, could she use that as a launching off point? And she did such a fabulous job in the flyer that she made. And she came up with the idea in the book fair flyer, it would list how much a book would cost. But the flyer that she came up with, she said, let's do the call number, which so many people remarked on about how clever that was and how cool, what a great idea that was.
We did hear from a lot of people that said that they saw it on Facebook and that they were drawn in specifically by the iconography that we used, which was the jazz cup design, or the 90s cup design, as most people call it. It was definitely a big draw and something that spoke to the generation that we were trying to pull in. We got a lot of people asking, when are you going to do this again? And please do this again.